The only station still playing classic rock. 108.9, The Hawk.
Oh my God, Geoff, I gotta say, I think I would probably disagree with whoever programmed that. Of course, that's Reggie, our music director, Reggie Towson. You know, I'm gonna disagree with you, Reggie. I'm gonna disagree with you. He's not gonna say a thing because he's probably not even listening. But I know you're listening to 108.9 The Hawk. I am Jason Gore.
I am Geoff the Angry Man Garlock.
And it's good. We are down here at Seabirds Burritos. Of course, you are listening to all weekend long, Geoff. We have been playing the worst classic rock covers of all time. That's true. That was number 59. Number 59 on the countdown.
I mean,
Do
look,
you agree with it?
I agree with this one. I agree with this one.
Okay, see, I don't.
Stay in your lane, Weezer. Stay in your goddamn lane.
I understand the lane. You're not Toto. You're never going to be
You're not Toto. Let's not act like you're all a bunch of studio musicians. You're one perv writing a bunch of songs, all right? Yeah. So just chill out.
Change the name to that, huh?
But you couldn't write a bunch of songs.
You couldn't do an easy finger name for that, though, could you?
It might be a little bit harder to get that big old light up W there.
Oh, my God. That was number 59. Number 58, Geoff, I'm shocked to say, it's also Weezer, Mr. Blue Sky from the Teal album. Gotta say, disagree, Reggie. Disagree.
And Reggie, I'm with you again. I mean, again, maybe they should just keep sticking to writing 1 million songs that all kind of sound the same.
Okay.
And stop ripping off songs that other people wrote that are definitely better than what they've been doing for years.
I mean, anything Weezer does, they can do for me. And I mean, if that works, if that makes sense.
You do have that Weezer back tattoo.
I do. It says everything Weezer does, they can do.
It's so long. I don't know why you got an old English script going across the bottom of your back.
Do you know how much that hurt?
I would. Yes, I can imagine how much it hurt.
A lot.
There's that video that goes around on YouTube of you screaming while you got it.
Oh, don't bring that up. That was embarrassing.
It was a viral sensation, is what it was.
Oh, really, Scotty? Okay, go ahead and play it. How close are we to being done? Okay, funny, very funny, Scotty. But I'll tell you what isn't funny. Deals on Seabird Burritos right now. You get 2 for 1 on the Gore burrito. We're broadcasting here all weekend long. We're doing our shift. It's very fun to be doing a shift with you right now, Geoff.
It's nice.
I gotta say,
it's been a while.
It's been a while. Nope. Been a while.
My God.
Were you expecting that? Did you expect me to go? Was Aaron Lewis here?
Oh, my God. Do we have a conservative convention happening in town for Aaron Lewis to perform at?
Speaking of, number 57 on your countdown is the Gunt Brothers doing their version of Stains. It's been a while.
Oh, my
Little
God.
too peppy. Little too peppy for me.
It has almost like a polka beat to it.
It's been a while. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, well, that's number 57 on the countdown of the worst classic rock covers of all time. What's number 56, Geoff?
I mean, number 56 is one that I bet you knew was coming, was AC/DC's cover of Spinal Tap's Big Bottom.
Oh, I knew it.
I mean, it was just like...
I knew it.
It's like a copy of a copy. It's like I mean, they saw Spinal Tap, and Spinal Tap saw Big Balls, and then took it up a notch with Big Bottom.
Big balls, big bottoms, and then
but instead, AC/DC did it with no bass.
Oh, no bass at all.
Just nonstop, just guitar duck walking. And it just, and you can hear it in the studio. You can hear him doing that little dance to Big Bottom.
And it's like it is almost like the bass is too heavy for Angus Young to hold up.
Oh my God, he's such a little man.
He's such a little man. They gave him a full-size bass, not a short scale.
Took him straight down. You got to give Angus a short scale.
Could someone give Mr. Angus Young a short scale if he's here?
And I tell you, when they start screaming, talk about mud flaps, oh, it's like you can hear him just pooping himself.
He's just like, oh. Yep. If you've ever watched AC/DC on stage, there's one thing you're definitely going to see, and that's the adult diapers that Brian Johnson is allegedly wearing. I can't say.
I mean, they are selling them in the merch booth. I will say that.
They are the merch booth, but that's
officially
just for,
branded AC/DC adult diapers. But
that's
just the audience.
That's just the audience. I thought that was for when the cannons go off.
Oh my god!
Like, oh no.
Because half of AC/DC's audience has dementia, so they forget that that's coming anyways.
Yeah, you're eating on a fucking cheese dog, and he's like, "But those about to rock," and then he goes, "Fire!" And you're biting down, and you're just like, "Oh!" And you shit yourself while you're biting a cheese dog. Oh my god! If you were in World War II and at the Verde Dome for the last AC/DC show when that happened, I am so sorry.
And shout out to the World War II veterans who love AC/DC group. One of the best groups.
Best group on Reddit. World War II veterans who love AC/DC in Valverde. So good. What was number 55 there, Geoff?
Oh, number 55. This one was, I was wondering, do I like this or do I not? But it was a great move. I thought Van Morrison and Eric Clapton teamed up to do a cover of Pink Pony Club by Chappell Roan.
God.
And it sounds terrible on paper. That's
sounds
just a
terrible.
fact.
It sounds terrible on paper. I love paper that just sounds terrible. Like you hear it,
terrible.
You see the paper, and you're just like, wait a second, I'm getting a sound in my ears that is not, just to hear Eric Clapton be like, Pink Pony Club.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna keep on dancing. He does that like thing where he like stops and doesn't really say the whole word. Keep on dancing with. And Van Morrison didn't even sing any of the words. He just went on a tirade. He sang some of Moon Dance. It didn't work.
It was like some anti-vax stuff, something about Moon Dance, and also he's talking about the ice wall and flat Earth, all in the left ear, and then the right ear is just him going, "Oh, Pink Pony Club." And I tell you, if you're a person who listens to that song and go, "What are you talking about? This sounds like Kate Bush."
Oh,
then you definitely are not going to hear the Kate Bush in their version of Pink Pony Club. I'll tell you that.
Have you done on Pink Pony Girl?
Did it seem problematic all of a sudden, the song, once they're singing it?
Yeah, a little problematic.
And that's without even the ice wall discussion coming from Van Morrison.
God, when that came, I was like, go ahead and turn it off, because I know where they're going from here. And it is racism?
Roo! I just go back and forth on my right ear and my left ear. I just go pan.
There you go.
See what happens.
Hey, number 54, Sheryl Crow from the Globe Session and her cover of Sweet Child of Mine.
Oh, what a song.
If you've ever, when you're listening to Sheryl Crow and you're like, oh man, I really love her hits. I love, that one where it's like, this ain't no disco. This ain't no party club. It's LA. I think that one was called All I Want to Do. But I'm not a music expert. Reggie is, but he's back in the studio, probably not listening. But, she did that song, and she did Soak Up the Sun, or If It Makes You Happy. And I got to tell you, I never needed a Sweet Child of Mine that sounded like those songs.
Oh, God, no.
No.
It does not make me happy, Cheryl, hearing this one. It just doesn't work.
That question. I'll tell you what does make you happy. Buy one, get one free Gore burritos down here at Seabirds Burritos. We're down here in Verde Bay. This shift is going to last another hour or so. Come on down, get a koozie. We got these hot koozies that just say, come on down, get a hot koozie.
And if you want your beer extra hot, it will warm it up.
God.
And that's what they're serving down at Seabirds Burritos. It's the hottest brewskis.
Oh, God.
And then a little bit of a reminder that the 2-for-1 gold deal, one of those burritos is going to have no gull meat. The other one's going to have double the gull meat. And you don't know which one it is until you bite in. And trust me, when you do bite in, you know.
It's like those mystery packs, Geoff. It's always fun to get a mystery pack where you're like, what's going to be in this? And every
time
I
get a dum-dum. A dum-dum lollipop in here. Let me get the mystery box one. I just got my hair cut. I want to get a dum-dum.
That's what I want from a burrito. I just want a mystery burrito. I want something to bite into it, and then when I'm like looking at that first bite, I'm like, okay, beans.
Okay. All right.
Good. Carrots?
I did not expect the carrots.
Carrots?
I tested both ends of the burrito, see which side was going to be cold and which side was going to be hot, trying to guess where the guacamole or sour cream was.
You got to test both ends of the burrito.
You got it. I mean, that's their motto. It's on their shirt. Seagull's Burritos. You got to test both ends of the burrito.
Yep. Oh, my God. Guys, we are having such a great time down here at Seabirds Burritos. We're just taking you down through this countdown. Who do you got for number 53?
53. It's funny I talked about Kate Bush before because this is actually a Kate Bush cover.
Oh, my God. Why? Maybe I knew that like subconsciously.
Subconsciously, you just knew it was coming because
I knew it was coming.
I know you remember her ill-fated version of the Super Bowl Shuffle by the Chicago Bears, and it was not good.
Yep.
And
it was
that's
not
just,
good.
and this is Kate. I mean,
She's
this
like,
is
everybody's here, and we're time to shuffle. Everybody's doing the Super Bowl shuffle. Everybody's shuffling. She doesn't even really go with how the original song. She does every line, and they're not even kind of. It's almost like an original. She wrote an original and said she's covering the Super Bowl Shuffle. She's like, Super Bowl here and a Super Bowl there. And
I swear, at some point she's talking about some machine that controls the weather, and I was like, I don't remember this in my Super Bowl Shuffle.
Oh,
although there are some again going back to flat earthers. There probably are some flat earthers on that 1986 Chicago Bears lineup, which I believe is the year. I could be wrong on that.
Everybody's doing Super Bowl Shuffle.
Oh my God! If you just go to the right ear, you still will hear Eric Clapton in there.
Are you here? Are you here? Okay. Number 53, Dweezil Zappa's cover of Stayin' Alive.
Oh,
I don't know if you're a fan of the Bee Gees or if you're a fan of disco in general, you're gonna not be a fan of this?
No one's ever listened to disco and thinking, you know what I wish this sounded like? The Ben Stiller theme song for the Ben Stiller show. I wish this had more neon guitars.
What a broad reference to make here.
That's just for the kids. It's again for the kids.
Could someone clip that and put it on Lemon 8 or whatever, replace TikTok? Could we get that on there, Scotty? Oh.
I believe it's just Red Apple. Just type in Red Apple or something and you'll just...
You want the best rock and roll facts and the broadest comedy bits, you come here and you listen to 108.9 The Hawk here in the Val Verde Valley. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. I'll also tell you that we're coming back with a few more of the list. And, of course, number 52, it's back in the USSR. Lemmy, John 5, Eric Singer.
Way to go, John 5.
I'm kind of arguing this one.
Burritos, made with some of the most ethically sourced seabird meat. You'll find it at Seabirds Burritos, Val Verde Bay.
Hello, this is Geoff the Anger Man Garlock with an official 108.9 The Hawk PSA. Fitness coaches and trainers of Val Verde, I got a simple request for you. When we are using your services and you have us doing jumping jacks, do not tell us to jack it up. That's just disgusting. Now, I'll admit, I'm not a fitness guy. I'm just recently trying to get a handle of my weight in the new year. And maybe it's not all trainers. Maybe it's just this one guy I went to, Jimmy. But look, if you're not getting it, then I'm just gonna have to say it. It sounds like you're talking about masturbation. There, I said it, all right? You got it out of me. So I guess, Jimmy, next time I'm working out with you, don't tell me to jack it up. I'm having a hard enough time working out as is. And that's been a 108.9 The Hawk PSA. 108.9 The Hawk. We've got your ass covered.
And number 48 on the countdown. Worst classic rock covers of all time. We got the Gin Blossoms.
The Gin Blossoms.
I don't know how to say that. Is it Gin Blossoms or Bossoms?
I think I've always thought it was the Gin Blossoms.
Can we get an answer? Well, anyway, that's their cover of Rocket Man from Elton John, and I think I'm going to be flying high to get away from ever having to listen to that again. I'll tell you that much.
Every time I listen to Rocket Man, I always thought, God, I wish it had the jangly guitars of the Gin Blossoms.
Oh, I'm like, why didn't Elton John come up with an original song for the Empire Records soundtrack, huh?
I'm always asking. I wake up in the middle of the night, just like screaming to myself,
sweating. Why didn't Elton John offer a song to the Empire Records soundtrack? He could have
A
given
movie
them
I've
the
never
one.
seen, but listen to the soundtrack.
He could have given them the all I ever needed was the one. Like freedom fields where wild horses run. Now, that is not on the soundtrack because it is not one of the worst classic rock covers of all time. But what was 47 on our list, Geoff?
Oh, well, of course. Now, you may, of course, be familiar with Typo Negative when they did a cover of Neil Young's Cinnamon Girl.
Oh, my God.
Most people don't forget that one is a good one. That one's a good one.
So good.
When they did a cover of This Note's For You by Neil Young, that one got a little confusing.
Ain't talking about Pepsi.
Ain't talking about Coke. It was ironic upon ironic, and it almost made the song serious and made it that it seemed like Neil Young was for giant corporations. So
yeah, it was almost, it really twisted the message. It really twisted the message. My favorite part of the song, Geoff, is when he goes into that one, like where it's like a broken record. It's like, this one, this one, this one, this one for you. And they also used the blue notes on that. The blue notes were part of that recording. The full horn section were there for the Typo Negative version. Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. It's a real horseshoe theory of covers, if you ask me.
Oh, I'll tell you what else that doesn't make any sense. You ready for this?
Is it a cover of Stop Making Sense by the Talking Heads?
It is. It is a cover of Stop Making Sense by Lee Greenwood.
Oh,
of course.
My goodness.
Yeah, I'm proud to be an American. Well, at least I know I'm free.
This is the one where he makes it about liberal snowflakes.
Yep.
He's like, stop making sense because you make no sense.
Recorded in 2024 on the Trump campaign. One of them, Trump was like, oh, let's mix it up a little bit. And and Lee's like, well, I just watched a movie about this band called the Talking Heads. Could I cover it? And he's like, I don't care. Get out of my face. And so
Lee Greenwood was a big Jonathan Demme fan.
Oh, he's
huge.
Huge.
Philadelphia is one of his favorite movies.
Storefront Hitchcock. He's a really big. He's like, I don't think I can get into Robin Hitchcock's music, but I like how it was filmed because I really love the Johnny Demme. And then he at the Trump rally, he twisted his big belt buckle. It turns into a guitar, and boom, Stop Making Sense on your countdown right here on 108.9 The Hawk. What else doesn't make sense?
I'll tell you what else doesn't make sense. When Pink Floyd decided, let's do a cover of Anarchy in the UK by the Sex Pistols.
And I disagree. I disagree, guys. You, Reggie, whomever needs to hear it, I think that's the best Pink Floyd song.
The best Pink Floyd song that's ever existed. I think it's the best.
Really? Like where he goes, Anarchy in the UK, and it does that.
K.
The pedal steel just keeps going.
And you just hear the female singers in the background. All because Roger Waters was pissed about that I Hate the Pink Floyd shirt that Johnny Rotten used to wear.
God.
I mean, if you want to spite someone, don't do it to Roger Waters because he's gonna turn on you. Like a snake.
Number 44, A Day in the Life by CNC Music Factory.
Oh my God.
Wake up, get out of bed, grab my clothes, down my head. Didn't work.
Didn't work at all.
Whatsoever.
Didn't
the
work
thing
at
about
all.
CNC Music Factory is they literally had one backing track. They had one backing track, and they just put a bunch of different words on it. That was how they made an album, and they're like, well, we could do a cover, and then it's the same backing track, and they do,
CNC Music Factory was a pretty cocky band, because
very cocky band.
The singers in those songs weren't even in the band. It was actually just the names of the producers.
Clark and Clark Music Factory.
Exactly. And they were like, nah, you're coming for us. And you know what you're coming for?
And even with the part where the woman's like, everybody a day in the life now. And it's like, really?
Really?
This is a very touching song. And they didn't even do the chord at the end.
So depressing.
They didn't even do the chord in the end. But I know they're listening down at the Clark and Clark Music Factory right here in Valverde, where they ended up. And,
And I hope you are listening, because what I say, you got to have that chord, and you can't have it end with, You know what else you can't do?
What's that?
You can't do a cover of Spanish Flea if you're the name in the band Korn. That's what you can't do, and that one is next on our list.
I say it all the
Herb
time.
Alper and the Tijuana Brass Band nailed it with Spanish Flea, and then Korn comes in and they go, you know what this trumpet needs to be? Scatting.
Oh. And you got brain. What's his name? Ballsy or whatever his name is in the back on the
Fieldy on bass.
Fieldy Balls. Well, I mean,
Monkey
Ballsy's a
on
better
guitar.
name, Fieldy.
Brian Head Welch on other guitar.
Oh, I love how they were like, guys, let's not go by our real names in Gore. What are you going to be? Oh, I'm going to be Ballsy. Did anyone take that name?
I probably like their fifth drummer just was like, fuck it, I'll be Ballsy.
Fuck it, I'm Ballsy on
And
drums.
Jonathan Davis, his nickname was HIV, which is a terrible story
Terrible
and a
nickname.
terrible tattoo.
Oh,
Everything
God.
about that is a bad idea.
Oh, my God. That's terrible.
You know what also was a bad idea?
What's a terrible idea?
Crosby, Stills, and Nash when they did a cover of America's Horse with No Name.
Oh, my God. It's just,
Really?
it's just confusing, guys. When you get down to it, it is confusing. Sure, you already sound like it.
Sure.
Doesn't mean you have to do it.
Sure. It's a real Han shot first situation. you know, and when you're there.
Oh, God. Who do you think shot first? I think it was Steven Stills.
Oh, I definitely think it was Crosby.
Oh, really?
Angry.
You think he's just like, all right, man. Like Greedo said something bad about the birds and he just shot under the table?
Not
That definitely feels like that. That feels right. The part where they were like, do 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 horse with no name, do 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 horse with no name doesn't work. Oh, it doesn't work.
I'm just shocked that George Lucas hasn't edited in Crosby, Stills,
I know.
and Nash into
I
Mos
know.
Eisley
Hey,
to shoot Greedo.
Speaking of George Lucas and things that don't work, number 42 on the countdown, George Lucas and his cover of Red Hot Chili Peppers, Californication.
Oh, my God. George
It is
Lucas.
the slowest, sleepiest. It's like a pair of light denim jeans walked into a studio, said, hey, I'm paying for the day, and just sang Californication. It doesn't work. It doesn't. I mean, and it's in like when you walk into that new Lucas Museum, that's all that plays. That is the only record. It's his cover of Californication. It's it's all Red Hot Chili Pepper songs. Sir Psycho Sexy, Suck My Kiss, Can't Stop,
Catholic Schoolgirls Rule.
It's like a 40-minute version of Catholic
It's a 40-minute
Schoolgirls
version,
Rule.
just talking, just George Lucas is like, oh, well, and the thing about Catholic schoolgirls is
They rule.
they rule. And you're like, you kind of summed it up right there.
Yeah.
You didn't have to repeat it.
Oh, God. You know what else sums up a really bad cover of a classic rock song?
What is that?
Pauly Shore's version of Depeche Mode's Personal Jesus.
Oh, my God. I mean,
When he does all the like wheezing in the middle, like your own wheezing, personal Jesus.
You think it's a sample, but it's just him going.
Not. For most of the song, and you're like, what am I listening to? And I'm sorry, we made you listen to it on 108.9 The Hawk, broadcasting live from Seabirds Burritos.
And don't
all
blame
weekend.
Seabirds for this. They didn't.
Hey, you better
I will say
fucking
this:
not.
Seabirds did not ask to be associated with this.
Nope.
We were just
They're
like, this is what we got coming. You wanted to have this 2-for-1 gold burrito
Yeah.
promotion? Well, we're doing the top
We're doing
100
Yeah.
worst covers in classic rock history.
And that's how our sales team works. They say, look, we'll sell you something. We're not going to tell you what's coming.
Oh, yeah. Take
Yeah.
it or leave it industries. They are one of the best sales teams in radio promotion. Just take it or leave it. They're angry about it. A lot of times people do leave it, but Seabirds Burritos took it. And so
That's why we did the Fire Pit Fridays with the guys from Skid Row right outside of Handy's gas station.
It was amazing.
Handy's gas station signed up for it. They didn't know we were going to build a fire pit right in their area.
Dave the Snake was going to be just shooting gas just in the air.
Oh, God, he sprayed it all over me. He sprayed it all over. He was like, hey, check this out. And I just reached up and I grabbed that nose thing, and I just pulled him to me, and I said, don't you put any gas on me.
I mean, luckily, that's when we all find out that they've been really watering down that gasoline.
They have been. You do not get gas from Handy's.
Handy
no longer a
Handy's
sponsor.
like,
We can say this.
Handy, I'm
Handy's
saying,
ain't got gas.
at one point we were like premium gas, and now we're just like 99% agua.
Wow, 1% gas. 1% gas. Okay, what's up next on the countdown there, Geoff? The Angry Man
of course,
Garlock.
and I bet you knew this was coming.
Oh, I know it.
But when the Doors decided the best move to do, a cover of I'd Like to Teach the World to Sing in Perfect Harmony from the Coca-Cola commercial by the Hillside Singers.
I'd like to teach world to sing.
And it was wild. It's like in the song you can hear Manzarek talking about what a great poet he is.
Oh, God.
The whole time. And the whole reason he did it is just because he liked Coke a lot at that point.
He's like, Pepsi, I want to kill you. And Coke,
I want
to and Manzarek's in the background. He said, fuck. He wants to fuck the Coke.
He wants to fuck it. And that's why he's a genius. That's why he's a genius.
You are a genius. Jim Morrison. Oh, I
And
don't
little
know.
did he know that he was
just.
just doing it because he just wanted to get a sponsorship from Coke. That was when he was getting a little larger, and he just was drinking a lot of soda.
He was only drinking. He was bathing in it, from
Just
what I heard.
bathing in it.
Allegedly.
I remember that
bathing
scene in Oliver Stone's The Doors where he's just bathing in it like he's Countess Bathory bathing in virgin blood, but instead Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, back when it had cocaine in it. Oh my God, we're having a great time here at Seabirds Burritos. And come on down. We're just counting it down. We're hanging out. We're listening to some of the worst classic rock covers of all time.
But it is a good reminder that at Seabirds Burritos, in this 2-for-1 gold deal, you also can get their famous still has cocaine in it Coke that they've got on tap.
I've had 3. I have had 3.
I've had to have 4 to get through this. You know, I took a little bump of some of that there.
Well, you know what? Let's keep on moving. This is number 36 on the countdown. It's Frank Zappa and Whipping Post. You wanted to hear it. You have to hear it. We'll be back with more on 108.9 The Hawk. I am sorry. Enjoy.
Do you have a hunger for only seabird meat wrapped in a freshly made flour tortilla with your choice of beans, your choice of rice, and unlimited toppings? Oh, yeah. Seabirds Burritos in Val Verde Bay.
Hey, this is Don Barnes.
And this is Danny Chauncey.
And this is Donnie Van Zandt.
And we're 38 Special, and you're listening to
108.9 The Hawk.
Geoff, I gotta say, I'm just as shocked as you are, but reappearing at number 28 on the worst covers of all time for classic rock songs is Dweezil Zappa Staying Alive once again.
That's how good it is at being bad.
That's a first. I almost think Reggie's being a little lazy, and maybe I should be made music director again. But I'm not getting it over my
maybe
head.
Reggie's team Ahmet in the Dweezil versus Ahmet Zappa battle.
What team are you on? Oh, I'm Team Ahmet. Easily.
I'm Team Moon Unit through and through, baby.
Oh, yeah. Hey, guys, we're down here. Seabirds Burritos, Val Verde Bay. You just drive towards, you're coming down Bay Road, and you're going to see our 108.9 The Hawk van right there, and we're on the other side of it because they did not want us to set up outside of Seabirds Burritos. No. So we're a couple blocks down from Seabirds Burritos right now. So just see the van. And then go up and get you a good old mystery goal burger, mystery goal burrito.
And a reminder, if you take a bite and you don't like the one you got, stop throwing it at us as you drive away.
Yep.
We don't make the decisions of which ones have double the goal meat and which ones have no goal meat.
Yes, I thank you for saying that. Just stop.
And I know some of them have burgers in it. That's why Jason said it was the Seagull Burger. I don't know what they're doing in there. I think they're pissed at us because of these songs. And I
really
think they're
do.
pissed because of the next song we got on our list with Jason. What is
that?
it?
Oh, God, of course. Number 15 on the list. Everybody loves Silver Springs from Fleetwood Mac. It was really big on TikTok for a little bit. You could be my that part in the dance on Fleetwood Mac where she's singing it right at
Now
Lindsey
this isn't the one with the
Buckingham.
guy drinking cranberry juice on a skateboard. Was that?
This
that
is
was
no.
for Dreams?
He was
Okay.
that was for Dreams. That was for
Okay.
Dreams. I wish he would do Silver
He tried to
Springs.
replicate
My
it. Nobody
God.
gave a fuck. He was drinking passion fruit juice.
Yes. He tried
On an
to do it.
electric
It's just
scooter.
Like, yeah, nobody cares
It's
about
like,
it.
get outta here.
That's he's just going down the road. Scan on you, but you can't. But no, of course, I'm talking about Metallica's cover for Garage, Garage, Garage. Their 18 disc set of all of their garage favorite hits that they recorded in the garage. Their version of Silver Springs by Fleetwood Mac, where it's like, you're just a fool, never get away. Oh
God. Yeah.
yeah. And Lindsey
Metallica
Buckingham
doesn't
played
know
on it,
when to
too.
stop when they're ahead. I'll tell you
No,
that.
they
The
do
595 Garage EP, Garage Days Revisited, seemed
Let's
like
make it bigger.
5 songs. Let's just leave it
Yeah.
at that. Let's just do 2 budgies and get on out. But
That was their plan. They went into the studio. They're like, you know what? Lars is like, you know what, guys? We're going to do 2 budgies and we're out. 2 budgies.
2 budgies and we're out.
We're out. We're out after 2 budgies. And then I'm sure that Kirk was just like, oh, I kind of want to do a Diamond Head.
My character's doing more time.
What are we doing there? Oh, stop it, Kurt. I said 2 budgies and we're out. That vocal fry coming in real early. Cliff was like, God,
I hate this band.
I hate this band.
I'm definitely quitting soon.
They never will know how much I hate this band.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty.
Oh, my God. What's next on the list there, Geoff?
Well, of course, we're talking worst cover songs here, and
We better be.
Gotta be one of the worst. It was when Pink covered Pink by Aerosmith.
Made no sense. Made no sense.
Well, the thing is, it made too much sense, and then made no sense at all the second you heard 1 second of it.
It was like that time when the Ultimate Universe and the Marvel Universe collided, and all of my favorites were together as one.
My God, is this your Lorne Michaels talking about the MCU?
We start the show at 11:35. Yep. God,
Is it okay for the Hulk to laugh?
It is so okay for the Hulk to laugh. Last conversation I had, I mean, he sat me down and we were chatting about the Ultimate Universe,
My
the
God.
MCU coming together.
Popcorn
And,
just coming at you at an Italian restaurant.
God.
Paul Simon's
Oh.
just sitting there going, "Can we move past this?" And it's just like, no. That's Lauren for you.
Yeah. No, you know what else is, Lauren, for you? Number 12, the Blues Brothers 2000
Oh my
cover
God.
of Heart-Shaped Box
My God.
by Nirvana.
My God.
They do it like a straight Chicago blues song. A lot of harmonica and a lot of me turning off the radio.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much.
My God, understandable.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
not-
it's just and we're all glad they didn't do their cover of Very Ape. That was just,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
please.
On the B side, but I will say it was pretty shocking. B side on that single,
Uh-huh.
"Rape Me."
You know what? And that one they weirdly pulled off. I mean, Jim has just got it.
And John Goodman's just like, "All right, me. I'm gonna do it again."
My God.
Me.
Classic Chicago blues.
Good again. The drums kick in. And it's like, oh my God, I'm right outside Portillo's. I am right outside Portillo's. It's like I have Italian beef all over me. I am covered in Italian
Like a
beef.
deep dish got thrown in my face.
Just
I'm choking.
and I
on
deserved it. I
deserved
deserved it. I deserve it. What else do I deserve? What's next?
Well,
Number
you know
12
what
on
we
the
didn't
countdown.
deserve was when Michael Kamen and his orchestra decided to do a cover of Megadeth's Holy Wars. And we were just like, Kamen, it didn't work on S&M, and it ain't working here.
Ain't working here.
And the problem is that Mustaine didn't know it was happening.
No, he's like, what do you mean Michael Kamen did a song?
Exactly.
Yep.
And he shows up at the studio. You can hear him walking up to the mic.
Oh.
And then he also starts talking about his little Dutch friend, and you're just like, Lars isn't here. He's yelling about Budgie over there.
He's yelling about Budgie songs over there to Cliff. You might as well go through the dimensional portal and check that one out there. Oh, God. I'll tell you what, if I could go through the dimensional portal and never hear this next song again, of course, it's Michael Caine's version of Love Hurts by Nazareth.
Oh, my God. I'm Michael Caine. Love hurts.
Love hurts.
And before every line, he says, I'm Michael Caine.
Every line. It's
and you're like, you don't need to reset your impression, Michael. You are Michael. You don't need to have a touchstone.
You are.
But
number 10 on the countdown, of course, Bruce Springsteen's cover of... What was that song
Christmas Shoes.
Christmas Shoes. Thank you. I had to look it up on the system.
My God.
Didn't work. Did
not
work.
He did it Nebraska style.
Yeah.
And we all thought, okay, he's telling a story. Maybe this way. But it just, it felt made up, honestly. All of a sudden, usually that song doesn't feel like some weird Christian country group made up a story to make us feel bad about something for some reason during the Christmas season. And then Bruce, he couldn't deliver.
Could not deliver, but I'll tell you what does deliver. Seabirds Burritos, only in the Valverde Bay area. If you're thinking about having this trucked back up to Valverde proper, they don't. You can't get it.
No.
There's
2 mile radius. 2 mile
traveling.
radius.
It doesn't travel well if you get outside of that 2 mile radius.
I gotta say, it doesn't travel too well. The 2 feet outside the store when people have been throwing it at me and it gets in my mouth a little bit.
No, don't say that. We want to go back and we want to set up.
I would like to.
Seabirds
I
next
would
time.
like to at some point. But you know what's not helping us get back is the next song on our list.
What's that?
Which is, of course, the horn section of Chicago, covering Richard Strauss's Also Spake Zarathustra, most commonly known from the 2001 soundtrack. If you thought those horns were atonal and crazy to begin in the original version, oh my God, you will poop yourself.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I hope you...
And then it just goes into 25 or 6 to 4. It's just
into Saturday in the Park.
It makes no sense.
Makes no sense whatsoever. Sense. But when you're listening to that song, I hope you got your AC/DC adult diapers on.
Oh my God.
Oh. Yeah, that's the sound they make every time you put them on. It's like Angus is right next to you, pulling up your little pants and playing.
It's like when you get a Christmas card that plays a little song when you open it from your grandma. But instead, it's when you open up the adult diapers, it just goes. And when you poop, it goes na 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 na.
Oh, I would get that from Grandma every Christmas. I would get a $2 bill, and I'd open the card because I imagine she's spending more money on the Thunderstruck Christmas card.
Easily a $15 card, and you're like, maybe put that into the bills, Grandma.
Yeah, like, Grandma, you sent one. I don't need it every year.
Every goddamn year.
Oh, God. I got to tell you, the next one is probably one of the worst songs I've ever heard. Geoff Tate doing Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
My God. As soon as you just started with Geoff Tate.
All you had to say
was Tate.
All you had to say was Geoff Tate. And,
because he does the cover, but again, most of it is just that promotional video for himself over the music with Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. So he's just talking about how he loves to drink wine and ride motorcycles and experience life.
Yep, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'll tell you what else doesn't work. Number 6 on the countdown. We're going to let you hear it right now. We'll be back with the final top 5 of your worst classic rock covers of all time. Of course, it doesn't get much worse than this. The Chi Peps doing the Beach Boys.
Round, round, get around, I get around.
Hi, I'm Jason Gore with your 108.9 The Hot Concert Calendar, brought to you by Fog Car, the slow rides in Valverde, driven by the actual members of Foghat. Take it easy, Fog Car. On the 12th at Zazzers, make sure you have your ticket to see Winger, with support from Skinwalker Texas Ranger, Sugarfoot, and Pogo Nick and his Pogo Sticks. On the 13th at the Enormo Dome, it's the Eagles kicking off their Hell Will Have Us Soon tour, with local support from Randy Chud and Bass Eater. And then if you're in the mood for comedy with no limits, head on down to Dingbats on the 15th with Tony F.U., Big Shy Eric Slasserton, Jenny Spiriad, and Rob Schneider. And that's your 108.9 The Hot Concert Calendar, brought to you by Fog Car. If you're going to be a fool for the city, let the guys from Foghat get you home safely. Fog Car.
Number 5 on the countdown. All weekend long we've been doing this for you. Well, you're like, wait a second, Jason. No. I'm pretty damn sure that's Led Zeppelin. And I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty damn sure it's Train, because that's what it says right here on my list. That's from their Does Led Zeppelin 2 record, where you're like, God, if there's one band I want to hear remake one of my favorite classic rock albums of all time, Train. Can we get Train on that?
And I hope you're all noticing, by the way, not one of these songs has been Dread Zeppelin yet.
Nope. Because
we stand behind it. 108.9 The Hawk. There has been no better use of covers in songs than having reggae versions of Led Zeppelin songs sung by an Elvis Presley impersonator. It was a smart move when they did it, and it's a smart move still.
Smart move then?
It wasn't a smart move, I'll say.
What's that? Number 4.
Number 4. Now, we all love Pearl Jam's 7-inch series, that when they put out the holiday 7-inches for their fan club.
The best, yeah.
Gotta say, it was a misstep when they did a cover of Man of Constant Sorrow from the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack. It was so rah in the vocals with our...
It was really kind of in Lane Staley territory there. It was a little more Staley than Vedder. And I'm like, why didn't you just let Alice in Chains do this?
Why didn't you let them do it? Because they were
and they
too
could have
busy
just
doing
done it to Man in the Box.
Exactly.
The man constant sorrow. Cantrell's over there with his little talk box.
Oh my God. And Eddie's like, no, I believe it sounds like a cover of Yellow Ledbetter, but instead...
My shit! Which is the original line that was not on the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack. It's I'm a man of constant sorrow, buried in my shit.
Most people don't realize that the original version actually borrowed lyrics from Man in the Box.
Yep.
And they say the word shit, and it's insane.
People also don't realize that I'm number 3 on the countdown.
Gotta do it.
Chai Peps again.
Oh my God.
Chai Peps. Now this was almost like one of those things where it was multiple bands. So you had Chai Peps, you had Orgy, you had POD.
Oh my God.
You had Government Mule. You had who else was on that?
Oh, I believe Cold Chamber.
Cold Chamber was on it.
Showed up in there.
They showed up.
Trapped.
Trapped. Drowning Pool was on it. Hootie and the Blowfish were on it.
The incredible string cheese incident made no sense.
Yeah, and it's their cover of John Lennon's Imagine.
My God.
And they all did it remotely during COVID 2020. Flea had the idea, and when Flea has an idea, he executes. That's one thing someone's going to say about Flea. If they're like, if you could say one thing about Flea, and, some people are going to say the bass playing. Some people are going to say the pants with a bunch of stuffed animals on it. Some people
are going to say that constantly dyeing his hair when he should probably stop.
Yeah, somebody's going to say, oh, he was in Back to the Future too. I'm going to say he executes.
He executes. That's what I would say as well.
He executes. And their version of Imagine was
something else.
Not something I'd like to imagine.
No, my God. You thought Gal Gadot had some bad ideas. Oh, my God.
Oh, God. I'm sure they asked her for that, and she was like, Gal Gadot.
I bet you she did say that, though.
She did say that.
I bet
That's
you
exactly
she did
what
say
she said
that.
verbatim. Yeah, she said that verbatim. And I'm saying this verbatim. We're still broadcasting. We're wrapping up down here at Seabirds Burritos, Bay Road, Valverde Bay, 2 blocks from Seabirds Burritos. You can see us if you're driving towards Seabirds Burritos, but if you're at Seabirds Burritos, you've gone too far. We're 2 blocks up because we can't get next to Seabirds
moving
Burrito.
us a block down every commercial break. But
What's number 2 on the countdown, Geoff?
all right, so here's a weird one. You probably don't remember because we're in America, so we haven't maybe heard this one as much. GNR, when they did the Spaghetti Incident record, a lot of covers on that.
Yeah.
Some people would say all covers.
Some people would say all
Some
covers.
people would say, not me.
Yeah.
I
Really?
think, but because the European version, GNR did a cover of, get this,
What?
Chinese Democracy. They somehow, and think about the timeline of this. They did a cover of a record that came out with a version of the band that didn't exist yet, but as the old GNR. It's like a real Doctor Who situation.
It was right in front of us all this time. I don't remember it when it came out. So literally, Axl could have jumped into a phone booth, traveled back in time, added it after we had already had our fill of spaghetti, if you know what I mean.
I do.
And then we all just really didn't know that right in front of us, after we were waiting for years, we were just like, please, Axl, give us Chinese Democracy. I need to know what GNR does next. And it didn't happen 1 year. And then the next year, he didn't give it to us again. And then the next year, he didn't give it to us again. And then he gave it to us. And we were like, all those years.
Yeah. This is
I
what it was.
lost all that time.
Do you think the original story for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure involved George Carlin coming back in time to get Chinese Democracy out earlier?
Probably.
To bring world peace. And then they had to rewrite it when they finally heard Chinese Democracy because the time machine really worked and they were like, oh, actually, this record's going to stink.
Yep.
Bumblefoot ain't helping nobody. I'll tell you
Bumblefoot
that right
never helps anybody, if you know what I mean.
I do know exactly what you mean.
I had a flat on 422, and who comes driving by me? Bumblefoot. And I'm like, hey, Bumblefoot, because I know him. He's been at the Hawk many times. I'm like, Bumblefoot, Bumblefoot, Bumblefoot. Just kept on driving. And he looked at me. He looked right at me. He did that thing where he kind of slowed down, and he looks at me, and he looks at the tire, and I'm holding the tire iron because I clearly don't know what to do with the goddamn thing. And Bumblefoot just, when he speeds up, his car goes, Bumblefoot. And he just shoots
crazy.
right off, and I'm like, okay, well, that was definitely Bumblefoot. What a dick. More like a bumble dick when you get
Bumble
right down
Dick
to
is
it.
indeed what he should be called.
Oh, you've been waiting for it all weekend long. You've been listening to this countdown brought to you by the fine folks at Seabirds Burritos. Seabirds Burritos, they're right there. Every commercial in this thing is Seabirds Burritos. You know, every commercial we played all weekend. Seabirds Burritos, you get it. You love it. You know it. You want it. You get it in Verde Bay. They don't want us near them, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay to them. Geoff, I did mention this band just a few minutes ago. They did put out one hell of a classic rock cover with Hey Hey, What Can I Do? The Led Zeppelin song. You thought I was going to say Hey Hey My My. Their cover of Hey Hey My My was terrible. But of course, I'm talking about South Carolina's finest, Hootie and the Blowfish. And of course, when you think about South Carolina's finest, Hootie and the Blowfish, you're like, I would love to hear them do a classic by the Buffalo Springfield. And then they just fucking did it, and there was nothing we could do after that. It was like a nuclear bomb had hit us all, and here it is. Worst classic rock cover of all time, Hootie and the Blowfish. Thanks for listening, everyone.
There's something happening here.
Ooh, there is something happening here.
Got an AC/DC adult diaper now.
Oh my God, I gotta go get me some of those chicken fingers at Burger Tools. Is that the commercial that he did it for, or was it Burger King?
Maybe I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, we'll talk to you next time.